Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeistzealots. I'm Forrest,
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
and today we're going to talk about the Moon Knight premiere.
Woo!
And
Don't call it Batman.
yeah, they tried really hard.
They tried
in this
really
show
hard.
to make
They're
this
like,
not
we
like
are not
Batman.
Batman. I know when you Google Moon Knight, the first thing that comes up says Marvel's Batman, but we are not Batman.
Feige was like, no, we're gonna not do that. So, yeah, Moon Knight. So,
And then Halo,
Oscar
and then Halo episode 2.
Yep,
we'll
Halo
be talking
episode.
about that as well.
So, Moon Knight.
On the Master Chief. You want to talk about Moon Knight first?
Yeah, I enjoyed this show, but this episode, I think I would have enjoyed it more if I hadn't read the comics. Just because I think they're doing something very, very different.
Because they changed a lot.
Yeah, I'm diving into it not knowing anything about him. So.
Yeah,
I think that's 90.
Which is kind of cool because I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Rob, that's the great. One, it's great for this podcast because I think that's 90% of our listeners and the viewers
probably
don't have like a rich background knowledge in Moon Knight. But maybe the writers don't either.
Till these trailers.
Well,
I mean, wasn't Steven a billionaire?
Yeah, Steven. Steven Grant's like his main persona in this episode isn't British, and he's not a gift shop worker. He's like a
gift
millionaire,
a gift shopist.
a gift
I
shopist.
didn't know that.
He's in the comics. He's a billionaire.
Yeah, well, I think it was like millionaire in the 80s.
He has a
inflation made him a billionaire. Like Bruce
inflation.
Wayne.
You gotta watch out. He invested in the S&P.
Yeah. So
then it all crashed.
And I guess his third personality, Jake Lockley, I don't know, maybe they'll save it for season 2, but it seems like we just saw Mark and Steven.
So overall, was this episode boring?
No.
I
mean, they waited like the very last. They waited for the last 30 seconds to
trying to figure out what's
Moon Knight.
going on. I agree. I'll tell you this. I'll spoil. So I watched it once, and like episode 1 of Halo, the second time I watched it because I had no expectations. You know, I was able to enjoy it a lot more. But at the at the end of the episode 1, which by the way we'll get into it, but what an amazing ending to episode 1. Like Moon Knight, this is probably one of the rare occasions that I'd be okay with them showing the ending and then showing the beginning, right? Like showing the ending with that amazing bathroom scene, right, when he's just beating the shit out of that like Egyptian like creature, and then it flash forwards, and then it flashes back to it's like 48 hours earlier or 72 hours earlier or whatever. But instead, like,
I kind of like the way they did it.
I did. It was intriguing, right? It was a mystery. Like, what's happening here? But you know what,
because you're seeing it from his perspective, basically.
Robbie, I'm so tired of it.
I'm just giving you little bits here and there.
I finished episode 1 wanting a blue sky beam. I was like, Marvel, give me a fucking blue sky beam. Like, yeah, and so for those who aren't
what you mean,
like balls deep in like the internet culture, like original Marvel, I want like a superhero movie. Like, I watched WandaVision. I watched all these artsy, artistic motherfucking Disney Plus shows.
Oh, how they start you just thinking it's one thing, and then
the coolest scenes in this episode you didn't get to fucking see. Like the ice cream truck scene, like all the battle scenes, all the fight scenes. This seemed like
it cuts to when he already beat the shit out of everybody.
And it cuts, and then I'm like, whoa.
But I get what they're trying to do.
The best scenes in Moon Knight, like the ones with the most action, you didn't get to see. It was like some kind of like, cheap budget.
That's right.
Cutaway. And like I get it, like the mystery, like what's going on, like
because you want it from his. All he remembers is just like popping in and out of.
Yeah.
Here's my.
All of a sudden, he's got a gun in his hand, and
no one knows who Moon Knight is, so maybe
related
show
to
him
Egyptian
off in the
gods?
first episode.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the last 30 seconds of the first episode to show off this amazing character. Like,
and how did he get it? He got it from the little scarab.
How good does he look? We don't know yet. Right? Maybe they should have started with the very beginning. That would have been cool. Maybe take a little bit less intrigue and mystery out of it. Like,
is that what he took out of that little pyramid when he was talking to that little girl at the beginning?
No, that was trash.
Yeah,
that was trash. I couldn't really tell what she stuck in there.
Right?
First, I thought it was money or something, and
super weird. Yeah, no, I agree. And so to give you some explanation, like he used to be a Marine, and he got shot and was like gunned down in Egypt and left for dead. And some Egyptians brought him to this, not a tomb, an altar of some Egyptian god who healed him. And in return, that character, aka Mark, would be the living avatar of this Egyptian god. That's who we see at the end in white. Yeah. How good does that costume look?
Looks great.
It is a pretty cool costume.
In the first 3 minutes, you know how fucking amped I would have been for the rest, like for the next 50 minutes, if I saw that fight scene in the beginning.
Well, hopefully, they'll be pretty heavy on Moon Knight in the next episode.
And it's like the version of him when he's basically sleepwalking. Does he not know the combinations to stuff and all his locks, and like can he just get up and unlock himself?
What does that circle of sand have to do with anything? What is that possibly gonna do?
Let him see, like, if he stepped in it or something.
I mean, that's
all over it. It wasn't a big pile of sand. You could literally step over that. Like, if it was like 3 feet of sand. Plus, it reminded me of Lost.
Unless it was like
the black sand around the smoke monster in Lost.
Oh yeah, that works. And also, like, tape on a door, that only works to see if someone's trying to break into your apartment, not if like someone's trying to leave your apartment. Because whoever's like taking over his body could just put the tape back up. So like that was
the whole locking himself down. I don't know how well that would work.
I mean, I guess
unless you forgot the combinations to stuff when you were in sleepwalking mode.
Yeah. So but yeah, I'm wondering,
and we know by the Rubik's Cube that Mark is way smarter than Steven.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Steven didn't get the girl Mark did, right? The question is,
and I guess
why?
She wasn't
How
bothered
did Mark
by the fact
get the girl.
And I guess she wasn't bothered by the fact he had a completely different accent when he asked her out. And I'm just like, I also like maybe wonder like, how did she know? I mean, I guess like he sounded the same, but if someone's doing like a thick British accent, I don't automatically think you're the person I expect to be talking to. Who usually has an American accent.
He kept asking questions and she would not answer them.
Yeah. I was like purposefully, I guess, for more intrigue.
Yeah.
So
too much intrigue.
Yeah, not enough.
So is Mark the like billionaire version of himself?
No, he's like the mercenary. Stephen Grant's the millionaire, and then Jake Lockley's the cab driver, which we haven't seen yet.
It's not just different personalities, just straight up different lives. And
yeah. Well, originally in the original 1980 comic, like they weren't different personalities at first. They were just like, he was a millionaire, so he could take on white-collar crime and finance his Moon Knight activities. And then he was a cab driver, Jake Lockley, so he could keep his ear to the streets and find out what's going on in the underworld as a cab driver. So
has he had these abilities like this whole time, but he doesn't remember it?
Well, I don't know. We'll just
did he just get it this episode?
In the comic, he's just a regular dude at first, but then I think like later on, like he got stronger based on phases of the moon. So it was like a full moon, he'd be at full strength, and then like it was like a half moon, half strength, or full moon, super strength, half moon, half super strength. So, but yeah, but typically the idea of like the suit forming around him, that's brand new for the show, because like in the comics, it's
suit up.
The comics, he's an actual costume that he made.
Let me ask you this: every time he blacks out, is that suit coming on?
That's what I'm wondering.
Did that suit come on him when
the chase scene?
That we had that weird street scene.
Yeah.
And then like it blacks out, and then he comes back to it, and he's got that scarab is fucking all bloody or whatever. Like, yeah, did he turn into rags for that scene?
I don't know. And also it was weird that why did he have to ask permission to get control at the very end? Like, couldn't he just take it by force or when he needed to? Like before he died?
Every other time. That's what I'm saying. Like they're trying too hard. I gave you WandaVision. Loki was cool. We slept on Captain Soldier, fucking sleeping Falcon Boy.
Hawkeye existed.
You guys
Hawkeye was
too hard on all those puns.
Nah, I don't know.
I tried way too hard. Thanks, Rob.
Hawkeye was better than Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I think I like WandaVision and Loki way better.
But that's the thing. Like, I want my blue sky beam. Like, why can't we just have a cool Marvel show again?
Yeah. I don't know.
Ever for the first time? Like, why? Like, do they not have enough money?
Too many expensive scenes, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's only 6 episodes, but I think episode 2 we'll see more Moon Knight because they got the the introduction out of the way. We get that he has multiple personalities and he punks out. So at least they presented that very well.
Do you think the average person would have got that he has multiple personalities? I would have thought he was like possessed maybe by a demon named Mark.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
The idea was not done very well in this.
I had no idea he was like a totally different person, but I guess it's showing up when he finds that phone.
Yeah, right. And what's going on with the phone? 100 missed calls from that one girl, and then 1 missed call from the champ.
Like whoever you got, she's got some dedication for you.
And apparently, that gold guy was another character from the comics called Crawley, but that's for like a half-assed attempt.
Dude, the whole time he was talking to that, I was really wondering if it was an actual statue or if it was one of those street performers.
It's a really popular street performer in London.
What if someone just like stole his hat of money? Like, would he just
so it was
character?
It was a great character at that point.
I thought it was.
I mean, he's a great guy. Like, can we talk about how good this actor is?
What, the gold guy or Oscar Isaac?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, he was good.
Like, he was fantastic. That's not my Poe Dameron, that's for sure. He was great in this. Phenomenal acting, but I think poor execution on episode 1.
Yeah. I guess we should go over, what did y'all think of Ethan Hawke as Arthur Harrow, I think was his name. So
brilliant, great, amazing. What was up with those smashing the glass and then walking in the sandals? Like, I get it. I'm guessing that's some kind of religious persecution thanks to the
might be
an Egyptian
code. Like an Egyptian thing, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Is that what they mean by walk like an Egyptian forced?
God,
you think that's what they mean?
Yeah,
walk
like an Egyptian. I'm talking about the 80s song.
Yeah, how did he not like pass out from loss of blood?
Yes.
While he's walking around, I don't know. But yeah, I thought he was good. Apparently, I mean, this is a character created for the show. There was a character called Arthur.
He was in one comic. He was in one.
Yeah,
issue.
but it's like they're just taking the name. That's the only thing it has in common. But it's like sort of like Aldrich Killian, Iron Man 3, like brand new character.
Good point. Yes.
But they're using a name from the comics, so like comic nerds don't bitch that they're creating a new character, even though it is a new character. So I think, he was great in this. Everyone thought he was going to be Sun King, who I think is a recent villain from the comics, who's basically like the avatar of Ra, the same way Mark's the avatar of Khonshu. So, but apparently this is like he's the avatar for Amet, the I guess the crocodile god of the dead or whatever.
Which is He keeps saying "see you later, alligator," which is a very American thing for a British person to say on the phone. He says later. He says later, alligator.
When he was talking to somebody on the phone.
Yeah, later, alligator.
Who was that he was calling? Was
that his mom?
Mom? Yeah.
Yeah, and if they're in Egypt, aren't they crocodiles anyway? Alligators are like in the Americas, right?
Oh.
So.
Yeah. Well, it is a crocodile god. It's not an alligator god, but I feel like the writing's so poor in this episode so far that they would have just replaced alligator with crocodile and been like, oh yeah, that's clever.
Well,
Mephisto.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like in Dark Knight Rises, like they saw some alligators in the sewers, and it's like, oh, killer croc, or I don't know. That's what some people thought. Maybe not.
Spoiler alert. You can grab a Moon Knight issue 1 rated 8.5 for $200 on Google.
Is it like the Werewolf by Night?
No, it's not his introduction. It's the first issue of Moon
Those
Knight.
are probably like jacked, like rocket and.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if this season, if these next 5 episodes are a lot better than episode 1, like this could skyrocket in value.
Yeah, but like just a number one,
just from an investing point.
It's why like Batman number 1 from 1940 isn't as valuable as Detective Comics 27. I'm sure you can get some money for it now, but they want the people, like collectors want the first ever appearance. They don't want.
I'm sure you can get plenty of money for Batman issue 1.
Because it's the first appearance of the Joker.
Yes.
So and Catwoman. So I don't know about Robin. I think Robin.
You think if I have a bunch of old VHSs of Batman the Animated Series, I could sell those on eBay?
You could probably get like $50 on the flea market.
Probably.
I mean,
some B-test right
probably.
Here.
Yeah, I know.
If you've never heard of HBO Max,
I'm sure like you probably wouldn't get as much as you would as for a Mario Kart N64 game, but
that's true.
You probably get something.
Yeah, Mario Kart's still going. For
so
like
you had the old Batman VHSs like Two-Face.
I've
Riddler.
got the Phantom Menace. I've got Sub-Zero.
Oh, okay. I never had those. I think I had Mask of the Phantasm. I watched that. I watched that.
When I said the Phantom Menace, I meant Mask of the Phantasm. I think I gave it a Star Wars title. The Phantom Menace, Batman the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, he's fighting Joker with a double lightsaber. But yeah, I had like the VHS with like each VHS was a different villain showcase, or like 2 episodes from the animated series. So there's a Two-Face one, there's a Joker one, there's a Riddler one.
I don't want to give away everything to like the audience, but I want to highlight probably your best DVD in your collection, and that's Aqua Teen Hunger Force Season 1.
Oh yeah.
That was an amazing purchase. I'm really glad you did that. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a great show. That
was back in the Halo days.
Speaking, it was early 2000s. Yeah, like when Adult Swim was making their own shows. Because I think like Adult Swim, it used to just be like they just showed reruns of like other like home movies, Baby Blues, just like these shows that got like axed on WB. They just like reran them on Cartoon Network because they were like adult or TV 14 and up. But then they started making their own shows like Venture Brothers and Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. Space Coast Coast to Coast was the first one, but
Rick and Morty.
Space Coast was great.
Rick and Morty was later, but
but definitely their most successful television.
Their most successful by far, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like Aqua Teen's getting like another movie for HBO Max later this year because they gave like Venture Brothers, Metalocalypse, and Aqua Teen money just so they could all like make their final movies or whatever. So
thanks, Netflix. I appreciate you starting that trend.
Yeah. So
we'll just start handing out money left and right.
Yeah, we all love Moonlight. We stayed on that for a long time. But yeah,
what about Halo? Oh, should we talk more about Moon Knight? I didn't. I only realized we're only 13 minutes in.
But yeah, I thought Ethan Hawke was great, and I thought it was like I guess he was paying attention when he was like babbling about working in a gift shop. Did he say like the exact gift shop or the exact museum he was at, or just
no? But he gave his name. He said he was a gift shopist. I feel like that's one Facebook search away from finding out where that person.
Just type his name in.
Did he say like his name? My name's Stephen Grant. I work.
Yeah,
in a gift
he said
shop
Stephen Grant, and I was like, oh, that idiot. Like one.
Tell the people who are killing you your whole name.
Yeah, so there's a little far-fetched.
Of course, you know the comics better than I do. Mark, the character Moon Knight, he dies occasionally, right? And the god brings him back to life.
Yeah, well, he his boss Bushman killed him or left him to die in the desert, and I think his girlfriend
originally. But I mean, like after he gets the superpowers, like he dies occasionally, and the god keeps bringing him back to life, right? Like he's immortal that way.
Maybe I've only read the 06 series, which happened during like Civil War, and I don't think he died, but like he had broken his legs or he was like disabled, but he prayed to Khonshu to like give him back his mobility. So
I'm pretty sure Khonshu like revives him every once in a while when the plot allows it or needs for it. So the reason I bring this up, I'm asking, we get the scene where Steven comes to in this field, right, with the before he meets the main baddie, right, and his mouth is all bloody and his jaw is like dislocated. He's got to pop it back into place.
Yeah, it looked like he was in a fight.
What happened, right? Yes.
Yeah,
I would love to have seen all the action in this fucking episode. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, they didn't explain that part.
The one action scene we do get to see, right? Like when he changes, we see this amazing costume, and then it switches to the hallway, and we see like a sink get flown out, and then it slowly like comes in, and it slowly like the camera slowly pushes into the bathroom, and then we just see like Moon Knight beating the shit out of this Egyptian god dog or whatever. So in a 50-minute Marvel television show, there was 10 seconds of action, and I just want more. I just want more.
What exactly was with those people though? And so they were hunting him just because they noticed he had that scarab.
Of course.
Was it doing?
Gotta have the MacGuffin. Gotta have the MacGuffin. Apparently,
about this.
It seemed like
remember the guy, one of the security guards at the museum, already had the Egyptian scales tattooed on him. So that's how he found him.
That one chick there.
And what else? Yeah.
Who exactly are they, though?
The cult
That's
of
a great question. We don't
Amet?
know yet.
I don't know. Something like that.
Okay,
It's like
so they haven't explained anything.
So basically,
Not
I think
that-
Ethan
not
Hawke's
that
he's the avatar for that crocodile god the same way Mark's the avatar for Khonshu.
Yeah,
Let's
so
talk about
he was asking
Khonshu.
like, would you wait for the weeds to destroy your garden before you pluck them? And
Yeah, or
and
if you
Oscar's
had a
like,
way to
"No."
get rid of all the weeds.
And he's like, yeah, that's why we kill people beforehand. So this brings like a lot of like questions like destiny.
It's sort of like Minority Report. If you
You're
pick
right.
out someone when you
That's what this
know they're
guy's
gonna do
fucking
wrong.
doing.
And then once you have that power, what's stopping you from crossing your mind of like, well, I could just say that we need to kill this guy, or
The tattoo literally moves.
Yeah.
It turns red. It's hard to BS when you're when a permanent skin.
Just put his-
marker.
down and be like, "Yep, I feel it."
Oh no,
It's
no,
turning red.
He's like Two-Face, like the only one who looks at the coin. Nope, the coin says kill this guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. He doesn't always.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
But you make your own luck, isn't that right, Harvey Dent?
he just lands on the good side. He just awkwardly leaves.
I think one of my favorite OP Batman moments is when he's facing the Two-Face and he flips the coin and it lands right in the middle every single time. Like Batman does something to the coin. I think he puts magnets like under the table or under the floor or whatever. But like
Makes
it
the
lands on
coin
its,
stand
like,
up.
It stands up like 5 times
That's
or 6
funny.
times in a row. Like it's an amazing, and like it drives Two-Face fucking insane.
Well, there's like another one in the animated series where he just like
beats him that way. It's amazing.
where he
That's
throws
funny.
like an entire bag of coins and he can't find his coin, so he just
Yeah, that's a good one
freaks out.
too. Yeah.
I think it happened in Batman Forever too. Like
It's such a clever, it's such a good way to like disarm that villain. It's so clever.
So
it's also like
focused on that.
in Batman Forever, like even if it lands on the good side, like he'll just keep flipping it until it goes on the scarred side.
Yeah, he's a dick.
To where, because I think people didn't like that version of Two-Face because like he wasn't as crazy. He was basically just like a gangster. With
You know,
like a
be
purple
funny.
face.
You know, what'd be great is if Batman came up with a joke that made the Joker laugh so hard, and like the Joker's like, you got Batman pinned down and all hope is lost, and then the Batman just utters like a knock
Calls him a
joke
joke.
that fucking like knocks you off your feet, and the Joker just like he just goes insane laughing, and then Batman's able to escape. Like that would be cool. Hey,
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, I'm free. I'm a day trader. I get some free time. If you guys want to hire me, like I got some ideas.
Yeah, we were all
'cause
talking about
you
writing our
guys
own
don't.
Batman movie when you were at the airport. Where'd you fly to?
Depends on which airport I was at.
Which one were you
probably
drunk at?
Everyone. I love flying. It's an amazing excuse to start drinking at 7 a.m. Like you have like a 8 a.m. flight. Like you get there at 6:30 because you got to show up like 2 hours early. You're half an hour late, and then you just drink for an hour, and then you board your flight, and then you take a nap there. It's,
So you're
it's-
flying just to get
it's
drunk, or you actually had
No.
reason?
It's just the best way, it's just the best way to start a vacation. No, I'm a
He
grown-ass
fly
man.
somewhere, get wasted, fly back.
I mean, like I have an Amex Platinum card, so like the lounges are nice, but it's not a reason enough to drive to the airport.
No. Well, yeah. I guess you have to like have long-term parking. So, I really don't have anything else for. Oh, I guess we need to talk about Khonshu, like the actual Egyptian god in this.
Why they didn't?
Yeah.
Is
but he
that
was-
is that who was talking to him? Who wanted
Yeah.
control?
Yeah. he
Well,
was
no,
like,
Mark was talking to him, but Mark is the avatar of Khonshu, so yes.
Oh, that was
He's like, give
that
the
was
body
the
back
Mark?
to Mark.
that was the Mark version of him. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so like Mark was talking in like the mirrors.
I thought
and,
it
like,
was the
the
Egyptian
voice.
god person.
Yeah,
Talking
yes,
to
I
him
guess it
through
is.
that.
It is because he's the like I don't know. It's
And he's just
difficult.
using the reflection to just like, talk
is
to him.
Jesus the voice of God? Is God talking to Jesus? Is Khonshu talking to Mark? I don't know.
Yeah,
Are
it's
they
all
the same
connected.
person? The new lore hasn't told us yet. We
Well,
don't know who
apparently
Khonshu
there's-
is according to episode 1, right, Forrest?
We know he's the moon god. Well, I guess we don't know that. They haven't explained that yet. But
They haven't explained shit. There's all I know about Egyptian gods is that there's 9 of them, and this shitty museum only shows 7 on the poster.
and one of them is back to the Black Panther tribe worships, or with the Wakandans. So there's going to be some references to Wakanda in this
That'd be
show.
cool.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to see
Put a little
the
thing
whole
in there.
pantheon of Egyptian gods, hopefully. So like the whole pantheon of the Norse gods.
And
like
that
this
we've
is
episode
Marvel,
at this
but
point.
is it in like the Avengers universe.
Yeah. I was surprised there was like virtually no references to the wider MCU in this. If please correct me if I'm wrong.
It's only been one episode.
That's true.
Like,
but
however,
like just show like a news article.
But
in the
compared to like
background or
Hawkeye,
something.
which had like a freaking 5-minute intro of Avengers Broadway show, like I was thinking like something a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't subtle at all. But I was like thinking like there'd at least be some subtle.
Hawkeye. You gotta convince the people to watch Hawkeye.
Yeah. But I mean, and plus Avengers or Loki, which I think which started at the very end of Avengers 1, and then WandaVision, of course. Well, no, actually, that didn't reference the Avengers. The first episode, I think it was just because all the I Love Lucy stuff. So,
Yeah,
okay.
I referenced everything but the Avengers.
Okay, but yeah, I guess WandaVision did it already. But Falcon
Are you
Winter
excited
Soldier.
to see the next 5 episodes? Do you want to see this through?
Yeah. I mean, did love it, but
Apparently doesn't want to
would've-
see Halo through.
Yeah, for
I'll
real.
finish it eventually, maybe. Well, it's
Finish it
just
for this fucking podcast, sir.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, but with Moon Knight, the changes that they made, and we discussed this on the last episode. Like, I don't like that Hollywood feels they need to fix something that isn't broken. So, I mean, the radical changes I don't like, but I think it was done just because I think Feige was worried people were going to compare it to Moon Knight if they were more faithful to the comics.
Compare it to Batman?
What did I say? Compare?
You
Did I
said
say?
Moon Knight.
Oh, yes, they're going to compare Moon Knight to Moon Knight. God forbid.
My question is why? So Batman. So the DC has shown they have 2 IPs worth of damn.
Mhm.
The Suicide Squad, unfortunately, and Batman.
Mhm.
So
Which
why wouldn't Marvel want to lean into, why doesn't Marvel want to have their own Batman? Why wouldn't they want to lean into the most popular character in comic books?
They don't seem to have a problem having their own Green Lantern. That's basically what Miss Marvel's going to
Right?
be.
Or Green Arrow or Aquaman.
Well, they haven't done Namor yet, but I mean, I think Namor's going to be
But they
Black
stole
Panther
it.
too. Well, Namor came before Aquaman. Or are you saying Aquaman stole from Namor?
Did Marvel have Namor before?
Yeah,
DC had
Namor was in
Aquaman?
Namor debuted in like 1938. He's like as old as Superman, I think.
Oh my goodness!
And like Aquaman's like I think in 41, but his origin is the exact same as Namor, like half Atlantean.
Can you imagine being at Marvel comics headquarters and in that pitch meeting, and then someone pitches or someone pitches Superman, and then you're next on the pitch board, and then you have to pitch Aquaman. You're like, he can talk to fish.
Yeah, he's
right. That's such a weak pitch. This
he
guy
can breathe underwater,
jump tall buildings. Well, this guy fucks fish.
Yeah. Well, I think it seemed like Aquaman is very much an unsubtle plagiarism of Namor.
Yeah.
But Aquaman's definitely more popular, or he's more well known, I think, in pop culture than Namor is. Although,
yeah, because who's Namor?
The Submariner,
yeah, I don't know
which I wish they would call him that more.
What who's the better Aquaman and the Family Guy cutaway?
Was it when he was out in the ocean yelling at him?
Peter's on a boat and Aquaman. He's with Aquaman. Then Namor shows up.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I need to check.
Oh no, it's so good. All right, I'll post it in the Discord.
What does he say? Just I was here first, or something like that.
He just makes fun of me. Yeah, he's one of them has more powers than the other, and he just they make fun of
Well, Namor is in a green speedo with wings on his ankles.
Yeah, that's who. It's Peter and Aquaman.
I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, it's really good.
But I think
and they're all excited to see him, but not Aquaman.
Yeah, but not him. Yeah. Gotta love Seth MacFarlane. Do you guys think Seth MacFarlane played Halo growing up? I bet he
did. He's in his 50s. So I mean, he might have played Halo, but he wouldn't.
I feel like he might have been 20 and playing Halo 1.
I think
30.
He was in his 20s.
Any Halo references.
Yeah.
No Halo. Oh, that's a good point. He is an 80s baby for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Probably, I think he's probably a 70s baby because he does reference a lot of 70s shows. Not that 70s show, but
he references a lot of old stuff.
He references 8 is Enough, Three's Company.
Shit, we don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love getting half the references in one of my favorite television shows.
Yeah, but going back to Moon Knight, I'll keep watching. We'll have to do we should have done a group watch. I think it would have been funny.
we're still gonna do a group watch. It's gonna happen. You can try to avoid it all you want. I'm gonna make this happen. We're gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need you guys to unmute our group text message so I can pester you guys.
I muted it when you and Spencer had a long back and forth or something.
Well, we were talking about like the worst Batman villain, and I think my phone was dead that day because I was at work, so I couldn't really respond. But
I didn't even read all of it.
My
so much of it.
My vote was for Crazy Quilt.
So my question was, what is the what's the best Batman villain? Worst answers only. So if you guys have your own opinions, tweet at us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter. Let us know your favorite, or let us know what the best Batman villain is. Worst answer only, please.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of contenders for Condiment King, Calendar Man. What was yours, Forrest?
Crazy Quilt. He can only see bright colors.
So Crazy Quilt's really bad.
He has a helmet that shoots like red, yellow, and blue light so he can see. And he commits color-themed crimes. So, yeah. And originally, he wasn't a Batman villain. He was a Boy Commandos villain, which I think I heard of Boy Commandos, but it's basically child soldiers.
Dreamcoat?
I think he predated it because he's like from the 40s. Wow. He's like a really early villain. But yeah, I think he's pretty much regarded as Batman's worst villain. Maybe him and Polka Dot Man, but people like Polka Dot Man now because of the Suicide Squad.
I mean, when you put it on the big screen like that, it's hard not to love a character.
Yeah, I think.
Speaking of putting things on the big screen, what about Halo Episode 2?
Oh yeah, so
they're trying to figure out that object.
Yeah, the MacGuffin.
The artifact. We'll call it the artifact.
Yeah, the artifact.
The artifact.
Yeah, I saw they had Lord Hood in this, who I remember from Halo 2, and I thought it was a big waste they didn't get Ron Perlman back to voice him. The guy who played Hellboy. Because he voiced, I distinctly remember him voicing Lord Hood in Halo 2. How was this episode?
I mean, there was a lot of exposition. There was a lot of talking.
Not a lot of action.
They had a really cool slip space scene where the Pelicans in slip space.
Yeah, I saw that part.
It looks beautiful. And then it drops out of slip space and it goes through this asteroid field.
Yep, remember seeing
which
that.
is really cool. And that's all the action in this movie.
Didn't like the Asian chick go like, we're gonna die, and then she says, everybody dies. And I was like, that's not very reassuring.
That's not reassuring at all.
I mean, she was like, we're gonna die like now, like from non-natural causes.
So last episode, Rob and I, we were talking about how good the books were and how like we'd love to see some flashbacks to like John's younger days in training. But I don't think this intro scene is what we were talking about.
They use that scene only because
I did watch this scene too. Yeah, with his friend Soren.
Yeah, Soren. We open up
number 66.
Yeah,
and
who apparently
he dips out.
He lost his arm, but apparently they did a crappy job regrowing it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's damaged.
I thought they just tried to regrow another one, just looked all messed up.
I think they just fucked up his arm.
Yeah,
and just didn't do much with it. But they showed that. They showed that only because he runs into him again, and like
that's right. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a reason
the whole
to show it.
Like, did you get to when he got into the asteroids of the station?
I've seen
no.
Times.
I'm guessing like
you must have turned it off like right there, I guess.
Yeah, I did watch the beginning with his friend Soren though, so I did like that they sort of. I guess they're going to keep doing flashbacks this season.
So you had to go do something, or was it the episode that made you turn it off?
I just wasn't getting into it, but
what? Much to just turn it off?
Well, is there
when it's for the podcast and you're telling us to watch all this stuff?
Way to give it 7 minutes into the episode before calling it quits. That's better than
I did watch Moon Knight all the way through, so 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
But I would like to point out Robbie's valid complaints. This is for the podcast.
Yeah.
I
really want to talk about Moon Knight.
If I can sit through 14 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, you can fucking watch an episode of Halo.
Yeah. Well, I think I saw enough to get the gist that they're on the run.
You missed a ton. You watched the beginning.
Well, wait a second, Robbie. Did he miss a ton?
Look, they're on the run.
Well,
from UNSC,
they talked
right?
more. They talked more about.
There was a lot of
artifacts.
exposition.
They met that crazy dude in the jails that basically acted like Gollum.
Fuck the Force. Let's go
because apparently
together, Rob.
Because apparently they went to
drop in.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, because apparently they
and gravity or the asteroid field, and then he lands on this really weird asteroid kind of like city.
It looks just like it's almost like they ripped it out of Star Citizen because it looks like Grimhex from Star Citizen.
It looked familiar for sure. It definitely didn't look like organic or like original content. But he goes to see his friend Soren, and so like you get him, and he's walking through, and all like
they're all pointing guns at him.
They all hate him, and I love. Did you like the forklift scene? So that they drive
the forklift in
front.
What is that gonna do to him?
And then he just moves it.
He just shoves it out of the way. And then by the end,
he's just pushing with one hand.
And then he looks at him like, what?
Like, yeah, like you guys thought this was like they were so smug. They're like,
and he was just laughing and stuff
until
he shoves it out of the way.
You know what would be really fun is if this entire season or the entire series, like Master Chief jumped everywhere that he was fucking walking. Like that would be hilarious.
What about
such a call?
What were the Covenant up to and their human queen or whatever?
They show a little bit more of
High Charity.
That girl that they have there.
And we'll get into this later, but they showed this girl, and it was, I say they didn't show the Covenant because there weren't that many elites. There was one elite talking to the three.
Yeah, the one that saw him activate it, he finally showed up and told him.
Yeah, the guy who flew away on the Banshee last episode.
Do we have any? Have we seen any grunts, jackals, or hunters?
Unfortunately, not. No, but we did see a naked ambassador.
Elite.
Yeah, just slowly taking that outfit off for some reason.
Yep, that was weird. We'll talk about it a little bit more. This is the episode.
The only human that showed up there with the prophets.
Yeah, the blonde chick with the
who's apparently a blessed one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently John is one of them.
Yeah. So basically, she talked Mercy. She convinced Mercy to let her go and recover the Covenant or the Forerunner.
Yeah, she was like, I can walk among them way better than you guys can.
Which is a fact.
And he's like, oh yeah, and he just goes in with like a mustache and a monocle. Hello, fellow Earthlings.
On his fucking chair.
Have you seen any artifacts lately?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a green demon.
Why are you hovering?
He's like,
why aren't you hovering? Haven't you seen Back to the Future?
He's like a skirt around it. It's like the skirt's dragging on the floor, but he's really floating.
Yeah, he's still just hovering there.
It's two prophets like topped on top of each other with like
or they make themselves look like you might be able to pull it off with enough stuff of just looking like a very wrinkly old man or something.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. As a grown man and a mature adult, we can talk about nudity and purity. If they're gonna show side boob and ass 30 feet away or whatever, and they're gonna be this ambiguous, why not make Cortana like the games and make her
apparently
asexual,
Cortana
like, nude and blue? Why put her in clothes and make her white?
Yeah, didn't they the reason they did that because they didn't want to objectify her, but they have no problem objectifying.
That's what I'm wondering.
Halsey brought up Cortana again, and apparently it's basically gonna take control over his mind.
So this is weird. Forrest, this is actually the part you need to watch.
That's where they revealed some more stuff.
So look, I actually had a question about this. Even though I've watched this episode multiple times, I'm still confused on like what they were all talking about here.
Forrest gave it 7 minutes.
So what I can understand is at first Halsey's talking about cloning humans, right? Mm-hmm. Or shock cloning humans with the Spartan physical manipulation to make them bigger, stronger, smarter, right? However, using the Cortana AI system to override the brain. Like, this is the biggest difference from canon or the books and the video game so far, is what they're supposing, what Halsey is supposing, if I'm understanding this correctly, is that Cortana is going to get inserted into Master Chief's armor and take over his brain versus working in tandem as a team like we saw in the video games. And
it's not going to be there.
Okay.
Taking him over.
Yeah,
I see.
It's weird.
So when Master Chief finds out about, they kind of mentioned the Halo rings too. and you're starting to figure out.
Oh, you mean the namesake of the show? They actually mentioned that.
They called it a ring, but we're pretty sure it's Halo.
I'm pretty sure it's
It was a
crazy guy they were talking to.
That crazy guy. So
the things the show's named after, yeah.
John goes to a POW camp, but these prisoners of war are ex-Covenant abductees.
Oh.
So it seems like the Covenant were abducting humans to try to get them to test them to see if they could activate the artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And maybe that's how they.
John is one of them now too.
This super blonde, super pale chick. What is her name?
Blessed One, or no, different.
We'll call her Blessed One.
Okay.
So
what I want to know.
That's how she got picked up. I was wrong last episode. I was talking about how like humans were the chosen race, but it looks like there are certain people, right, like the Master Chief and this blonde chick, that are
careful,
quote unquote, blessed ones, who can activate the Covenant, or not activate the Covenant, but activate the Forerunner technology the Covenant are looking after.
Yeah.
So my question is like, what makes them blessed?
Yeah, in episode 1, I was thinking it might have been just generally humans.
Yeah, just
do that, but apparently it is only certain people.
Right. Okay. So like, my question is like, what makes them like? What do these two people have in common? Because we got this scene where Halsey was talking to John, aka Master Chief 117, while at the same time splitting back and forth. We get this blessed one, the human blonde chick from the Covenant, undressing, right? So like, usually that only happens in TV shows in media, right? Like when they're trying to relate the two stories into one, like you have a voiceover for one story, and then we see a second story, and they're supposed to relate. I think like it would have made more sense if like John was taking off his armor and she was taking off her armor, and maybe they fall in love like in episode 9. Like who knows? But like as far as like the end of episode 2 goes, I have no idea what they're doing.
Oh, I have no idea what's going on either.
But
what I want to know.
And once he finds out about that, he goes back to Halsey and turns himself in, but he leaves that girl at that station inside the asteroid.
So
it's basically just full of criminals and stuff because there's no law.
Was that a giant save the kitten story arc?
And one thing that Maurice was over here earlier, and we were laughing at one part of it when he goes to the jail cell where that crazy dude is.
Yeah,
there was no lock at all. He literally just pushed it open.
Well, it wasn't a jail cell. It was so they say that it's really hard to like. I would tell you like the first 2 times I watched this scene, I was super confused. The third time,
I thought they were locking up.
I watched it with subtitles on, and I can understand, so I could read like what they were actually saying. And it's not a jail. So what Soren was saying is it looks like a jail, but it's really a refugee. It's a place for them to feel safe because they're so used to being entrapped by the Covenant. Like that's where they feel safe. What I thought was really weird is that when John activates the artifact, it like pulses out like it usually does, but it like activates all the Covenant voices in everyone's mind, and they all start going crazy. Weird. I don't know.
So I noticed the other Spartans took their helmets off in this episode too. That was like sort of anticlimactic.
No,
because it was such a huge moment. It was such a huge moment in the first episode, but in the second episode, they're just like hanging around with their helmets off. It's like, oh, okay, I guess they're not going to reveal their faces.
Yeah, this is a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
they're not required to.
Yeah, well, it seems this show is like trying to be part Mandalorian, part Expanse. In some senses, is that a good comparison?
Or maybe we just do too much comparison, and then you're just annoying yourself that it's not the same.
I also love that idea, Robbie.
How often did he have his helmet on this episode, or was it just like
it was mostly off? There was no action.
Oh, okay.
So like it was mostly off for dialogue and facial expressions.
Okay. Well, sorry to finish the episode.
From Kessler, which is Soren's kid.
Yeah, we only have a podcast to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about Moon Knight this week, so that was like
You said this episode was both.
He said he wants to talk about Moon Knight, the most boring fucking shit ever.
Well, we know that
except
now.
for this episode of Halo.
So, but yeah.
So you didn't watch Moonlight? You didn't watch Moon Knight and immediately panic and be like, "Oh my gosh, I hope episode 2 of Halo is really good, so we have something to talk about on the podcast."
No, I was like,
I watched Moon Knight.
I'm satisfied.
Episode 1. I watched Halo.
Go back and watch
episode 2, and I was freaking out. I was like, "Please let South Park be good."
Oh, there is no South Park.
Not much, and there was no South Park. I was like,
I guess they're only doing like 6 episodes this season. Like they're so rich at this point. They just like 6 is enough.
I mean, 1, why are they still doing South Park? And 2, don't half-ass it. Give us a full season or fuck off with that.
It used to be like they would do like 20 episodes a season. Now they're just like they're lucky if we get 10.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we'll record episodes. We'll make episodes when we think it's fit for the public.
Yeah. Well, that's really all I have. I think we're at time because we had like 10 minutes on the other one, so I got to combine the recordings.
Ooh,
so
watch out for that editing skills. Put down the resume.
Yeah. That's our show. You want to plug our social media, Mage?
You know I do. If you guys, I don't know, liked episode 1, episode 2, what'd you guys think of Moon Knight? Was it as exciting as you wanted it to be, or did you want to see all these juicy action scenes? It seemed like a cheap Marvel Netflix knockoff, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You can tweet us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. We'll also post a description to our Discord down below so you can join the conversation. We'd love to have you, and maybe you can watch along with us. That'd be great this season. Lord knows we need the entertainment because it apparently isn't coming from the production companies.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
See you next time, everyone.
Guys.